So, hello. Oh boy, am I worn out. My voice is shot halfway. I am so sore from limb to limb. And let me tell you, yesterday was the most weirdest, bizarrest, and also most amazing and somewhat painful, and yet still, wow. So I finally did the thing that I said I was going to do. I went to the United Nations Plaza. And, yeah. And I did it. I did the thing that I said I was going to do. I showed up with all of my stuff, with all my equipment, my PA system, my protest signs, my love. I brought a little money, brought a little hope. And at first I was met with with resistance. Resisting the resistance, as it were. And the whole scene at the UN Plaza was started out with mariachi music, and then on one side and hip-hop on the other. And I tried to speak and ask people to take the knee with me during the national anthem, told them what I was going to do. And they didn't like that at first. They just turned up the music. So I was going to quit too. And I was going to give up. And I was like, oh my God, this isn't the moment. And so, you know what? Nevertheless, she persisted. So I tried to find a way to make it happy. So I started playing music from Prince. I started playing Party Man. That was good. What started out as very much distrust of who I was, because people haven't seen me for a long time, so not everyone there knew who I was. But after the music had settled down a little bit, and someone had, agreed to I asked someone if they could stop playing for a moment so that I could do my thing, and I did. And here's the thing, I thought I was recording everything, and somehow it never recorded, which is fine, because it wasn't really meant to be recorded. It was just something I needed to do. And I took the knee right there at the UN Plaza with the football, with Kaepernick's sign, with the cross, with the lightsaber. And then I knelt for the national anthem. And I stood for the Black national anthem with the lightsaber of unity. And after that little moment, I could hear some murmurs and rumors and little whisperings in the background. I'm like, "Ooh, what's she doing? Why is she playing that anthem for?" Exactly. The Raven's saying yes too. Oh my goodness. But here's the thing. I broke through the ice. And after I started playing Prince and started talking to people some more, and I started dancing, I started having fun with it. There was a person with a little race car zipping around, one of those RC cars, and people were having fun. And I started throwing money in the air like the Joker does. In the Batman 1989, where he starts throwing money to the crowd, right? And I got the crowd all excited and really excited. And I was starting to, and the people were like coming up to me and smiling and saying thank you. And then I started handing dollar bills to people. So I gave away about $23 and started to show the people that I had told everyone I'm going to show up every day. Well, not every day, but about 4 days a week I'm going to come to the United Nations Plaza and start giving people some hope in different various ways. But there was a spiritual change after I had left and parted ways. There were birds, a flock of birds had just come over, and like a whole giant flock of birds. Like the bird that's calling right now. Because there's people coming by as I'm talking. And that whole entire night was just, from that moment on, I could feel the change coming on. I could feel, I finally did the thing that I did. I finally got out in public in front of the entire crowd of mixed energy and negative energy. And, you know, even though it wasn't like a miracle or anything, it was, in a way, yes, it was a miracle, because it was the start of something that I'm going to continue to do. And I finally got out of my shell and did that thing, even if no one, only just a couple people got it. You know what I mean? That's how it starts. It's a trickle effect. And I'm aware of this, and I'm okay with this. I'm wonderful with this. I'm glad. Because now I know I can do it again, and better every single time that I come out to do public speaking, performance, and comedy and singing. And by the way, my voice was half shot that night because I had been screaming the night before because someone had just stolen a whole bunch of stuff from me. So I had to reclaim that positive energy. And then after that, I went to the Castro. I went to Church and Market and went to Safeway and got a few things that were helpful, and had a little journey. And I got to the Castro, and I encountered some negative energy from a man who was trying to harm his girlfriend, and they were having an altercation, and I stepped in and I got involved, and the man started yelling at me faggot and faggot and faggot over and over again, like if that's going to change anything here in the Castro Market and Church. But I said, you know what? I'm going to stay here, and you're not going to hurt her. I'm going to stay right here. And, you know, I eventually, though, I left and came back, and then I called the police on him because he was engaging in domestic violence, and that is not acceptable. And there's a reason for the police for certain scenarios, unfortunately, because we still live in a world where we hurt each other, you see. And so that's why the police exist still, because of that reason alone. And, you know, we're not mature enough and happy enough and balanced enough to take care of ourselves yet. You know what I mean? And there's no way that I'm going to sit there and let that happen. So I did whatever I could, and it worked out for the best. The police came by, they asked questions, and then those two eventually stopped fighting each other. They calmed down. And that was the goal, and I sure hope she's okay, though. She looked really fearful, this girl. So yeah. So it was a challenge. There was a lot of things that happened. And at the end of the night in the Castro, though, I had just a wonderful, peaceful, amazing time right there in front of Harvey Milk's old building, the Human Rights Commission. And I just listened to the fireworks. And, man, the fireworks were somehow just so peaceful. And I could feel that powerful revolution energy, like, starting. You know what I mean? Like, yesterday was the beginning. It was the eclipse. I saw the eclipse, and then there's the triangle unity of Jupiter and the Moon and Saturn. This, you know, you can say all this stuff is random, but it's not random. It's not random, not at all. So I'm happy because this is a beginning, and I'm ready to do more. This is the Supergirl of San Francisco. I have a super smart with a super heart. Bye-bye.